Okay, so for a little over a year ago now, I made my first video where I talked about 10 things I noticed on a fruit diet. And now we have actually just a little over 2 years we have passed, so it's my second year of eating predominantly fruit in my diet. So you can say about 80% of my diet has contained fruits, nuts and seeds. Predominantly foods in raw state, so I don't usually cook it. Even though I mix it with, you can say that I follow an 80-20 rule, so the other 20% is, it can be a little bit of everything. I've been trying out tasting meat a few times during this period and some seafood, but not very much. I wouldn't say it's part of my diet because it's so little. So usually on the weekdays and the way I'm at home mostly, I eat almost all the time fruits. So I wanted to make a video again 2 years in now and talk about what I noticed. So I'm gonna make 2 videos. This one is gonna be 8 pros about the diet, about eating this way. And I'm gonna make another one I'll talk about some of the negative effects that I noticed eating this way. So let's get into it. I just wanted to say this also before the video starts and I start talking about this, because the information I put up here is not coming from any let's say authority or any medical profession or something like that. I don't have any education or anything like this. This is just things I've experienced myself. The information and knowledge I have accumulated is through my own research and what I've come up with. And I always say this to people that never believe what people say. You should only listen to it and then you should apply it to your life and experience it yourself. Because it is in the actual experience that we really know things. Most people out there, they don't know things, they only believe in things because they hear people say something and they believe it. And it goes with the same when we go to school and stuff. We just hear things and we automatically assume it's the truth, but it's not. So without applying it to your life and you experience it yourself, you don't know shit. So the things I'm talking about here is things that I actually experienced and I know what has happened to me. That's why I'm making this video. So take this video as a not education, I should say entertainment. I think you should put it that way. So, view it with an open mind and let's hear what I have to say. Okay, so the first one I want to touch on is that clearly it makes you feel the absolute best. It's really no way around it, no doubt about it, to be honest. After you've been on, let's say you have had you can almost say if you ever been on a streak where you're eating mostly raw foods, you're gonna absolutely 100% notice when you start eating cooked food again and you're eating foods that are processed, foods that are very hard for the body to digest, very hard for the body to take down and break down and also eliminate. So that's something you're definitely gonna notice. You will notice right away that you feel the best both when it comes to the mental side, but also the physical. I would say the most the physical, because it's not that really hard to understand if you think about it, like what happens when you cook the food, because when you cook something, you're actually destroying a lot of the enzymes and nutrients that are in the food. And what really happens is that your body, because of the enzymes in the food doesn't exist anymore, you have destroyed them, the body has to produce new enzymes, because the body has to make something in order to break that down. So if, let's say you're eating a lot of processed foods, those are the kind of food that are dead foods, so the body doesn't know what to do with it. The body has no ability to break it down, and that's why it creates these kind of fungus, so that the body has got some help to be able to break it down and eliminate it. But it's gonna create a lot of issues because the body will also produce a lot of mucus, and the mucus is what you can find in the ears when you wake up in the morning. Some people have a lot of bad stuff in here. You get from the nose, the mouth. You can clearly feel the day after that the throat is very clogged up, and you have to almost gargle a lot, and throw out bad stuff. This yellow brownish stuff, and also the eyes. It eliminates from here as well. So the body produces mucus because it's so much acidic. The food is so acid that it needs to do something, because it needs to protect the important areas of the colon. The body needs to protect it, so that's why it's creating this kind of mucus. And then also a lot of the foods are also mucus forming, you can say. They are very slimy and very hard for the body to eliminate as well. Like, let's say eggs, perfect example. That's a very tough thing for the body to eliminate because it's so, you can kind of feel how sticky it is. Just whisking it with a fork, and you notice how kind of a mess it is, really, to be honest. But it's kind of nice to eat, I know it. But anyhow, so that's one of the main reasons why you feel very bad when eating a lot of cooked foods compared to the raw foods. So people who are eating raw foods, they will clearly notice the difference when they're eating cooked food again, you can feel almost like you're getting sick. Yeah, and one thing more as well, like that's also what you can clearly feel the day after, or even not the day after. You're gonna feel it immediately after you're eating something that is not supposed to be in the body. That is that the body is raising the temperature. So that's why you can get this feverish feeling, because the body starts to produce the white blood cells because it needs to eliminate the toxins, and that's why you get this feverish feeling. And you can kind of feel like you're it's almost like you're turning red in the face. You feel like immediately you can start feeling like this sensation of, okay, this is not good. This is not a good thing that my body wants. That's what's gonna happen. Like I mean, you can do like me, like do this, eat very good, and then you suffer from the bad choices you make. So that's up to you. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep going like this, but it's okay. It's not like the end of the world, but at least I'm aware of it. Number 2 is that it gives you more energy than any other food. I think this is something that most people would notice in the beginning. I think at my first month when I started eating this way, I remember I ate a lot of watermelons and smoothie bowls, and I could really feel like it was some sort of a rocket fuel almost. You felt it right away, that it was something that really, it did something to you. You get that memory from that time when you started eating that way. And for myself, I actually come from almost like a ketogenic diet at that time. I did that for about 6 months. Maybe I had a little period when I ate kind of like normal standard diet, and then I started eating fruits. But the energy level, 100% you will feel it in the beginning, because when your body's not used to it, you will kind of have this shock for the body. So you will really notice something is different. And also when most people come from a standard diet, whatever country you live in. And you can really feel right away that how much energy the body uses for digesting food. And when we take a break from it, almost, because you can almost say that eating fruit is one way of fasting, but it's very close to it. Especially if you drink a lot of juice and eat smoothies and stuff. It's not fasting, but it's more the closest you can get while eating foods. Number 3 is that your stomach will shrink back to like a normal size. So you will kind of notice that you don't really need that much food anymore. The only reason why you want to eat more food is maybe because you want to build muscle, you want to maintain muscle. I'm gonna get into that, but you will notice that you don't really require that much food that you used to. It will of course take some time. It's not gonna happen right away. You will notice that you will feel more full with less food as well. You will notice something right away in the stomach, that it doesn't require that much food anymore. This is number 4 is more for the men, but connected to the bedroom, you will notice right away that your erections will be a lot harder. You will notice that your best friend down there is gonna work pretty good, because it's kind of simple actually if you think about it. Because when you're eating such a clean diet, you're eating predominantly sugar actually. It's so easily assimilated within the body, and there's very little fat as well if you don't add a lot of nuts and seeds and stuff. But if you're eating mostly like high water rich fruits, it's so little fat, so it doesn't clog up the system. So it will, the amount of water and the easily assimilated sugar in the fruits will clean out the arteries very much and help you have a better flow in the body. And also the energy will flow a lot better as well. So you will notice that as well. And one thing also that you can touch on while you're talking about this subject is that most of the people who are vegetarians actually have a lot higher testosterone levels than people who eat, let's say, standard or meat diet. So when you eat, and especially when you're eating more like predominantly raw foods, you will have even higher. So I made a video, you can have the link up here, where I talked about blood work after 2 years, and my testosterone levels were a lot higher than the normal range, and I don't use any steroids or anything, but my test levels were to the degree where the doctors thought I was actually taking something. That's what's gonna happen when you eat this diet. I think a lot of you guys you can comment down below if you experience the same thing, but if you haven't done blood work, I suggest you do it so you can see it for yourself. But the test levels will be a lot higher on this type of lifestyle or diet, and that's why you'll also notice that you will have a lot harder erections as well, because it's connected to the amount of test levels you have in the body. Number 5 is that the best one, you will live a lot longer because your body will use a lot less energy. Maybe this is a controversial one, don't take my word for it, But if you really think about what we are as humans, we are basically a battery because we are driven by energy and everything around us is. So the more we can conserve energy, the less energy we will use, the more energy we will have over for healing, repairing, cleansing, and to ultimately have more life force in the long run. The people in society who live in the, let's say, the blue zones or even the zones where they don't really make studies because they are kind of like out off the radar. But there's some people actually in Pakistan up in the mountains, they call the Hansa people. They live about to 130 years old and they eat predominantly raw vegan diet. They eat mostly raw foods, fruits and some vegetables, fast a lot, but they live a lot longer because the body doesn't use that much energy. And I mean, there's so many examples. You can view a lot of the people who eat something similar like this, or at least raw food, but they look very young when they are older. But I'm gonna take it up later on. But of course, there are some things we have to take into consideration as well, and that is we can get deficient in certain things because of the soil is not what it used to be. The soil, especially in the Western world, is very depleted. They are spraying the sky with chemtrails, so it's a lot of poison, toxic chemicals, and they spray the plants as well. So you need to be careful about that and clean it and wash them properly. I always use bicarbonated soda and apple cider vinegar to really get this stuff away, because the toxic pesticides, herbicides, insecticides that they spray on is not water soluble, so it doesn't get away. You can't take it off with just water. You need to make a mixture of those things so that you make sure you get rid of it. Yeah, number 6 is that your cravings for bad food, processed foods, and a lot of sugar-rich foods is gonna go down drastically. This is something actually I noticed kind of now this year, actually this summer. When I went away, I went to Greece for 1 week, and me and my friend there, he eats pretty similar to me. We said that to each other that we don't really have that kind of craving anymore for, like, let's say, sweets and sugar and the bad stuff. So and I noticed that right away, not right away, but I noticed that now, that my palate, like my tongue and my like the natural flavors are so much more they are so more real and satisfying that you can really feel the difference now when let's say you're eating a lot of chemical rich foods that have been added a lot of amount of different things, substances, and went through a process. You can clearly feel it. So I think that's a huge difference, that your craving for those things is gonna be a lot less. I don't really have that. Sure, I can eat it sometimes. I can enjoy myself to do that sometimes, but it's not like how it was before. Prior to this, eating this way, it was more of a routine for me to always buy, especially on the weekends, that you bought some bad stuff, like candies and cookies and cakes, but I don't really do that anymore. I don't feel that I need it because I get the sugar from the fruits, especially when I make my smoothie bowls and have my topping, and I mean, they're so delicious that it's basically everything I want to eat, So and that's what's gonna happen. I mean, your body's gonna crave what you're eating. So let's say you're always eating junk, your body's gonna crave junk food, because your gut microbiome is gonna change to the thing that you're eating. So if you're eating a cleaner diet, it's gonna be working properly, and it's gonna send signals from the vagus nerve up to the brain what you want, basically. So when you're eating good, you will crave good things. It's kind of no way around it. So I think that's kind of definitely something that you will start noticing that will happen to you. Number 7 is that you can actually build and maintain muscle. This is something that I've been noticed. From 1 year ago now, I weighed a lot less than I do now. I've been gaining I think this year I've maybe gained almost 10 kilograms. So I was down when I fasted a lot and ate very clean. I got down to about 68 kilograms. Now I'm about to almost 80 again, maybe 78, 80 there. And I gained some mass again. I'm not huge. That's not what I want to say. But I've noticed my strength coming back again after eating a lot more calories now. I always had issues with eating. That's kind of always have been my problem, to eat enough food when I'm working out. So I know I lost a lot of potential gains in the gym because I haven't eaten enough. I've always been eating too little. I know that, and especially when I eat in fruits, I know that I've done it as well. So let's face it, if you also want to get every required nutrients, the vitamins, minerals, and these things, we need to eat properly. We need to eat a lot. And also because the soil is depleted, we need to eat even more. One way that helped me is that I buy a lot of fruits from Spain, from a site called Crowdfarming. I already made a video about it for some time ago, but they bring me with shipping almost included in price, very good, like let's say papayas, oranges, avocados, mangoes, dragon fruits, passion fruits. It's a pretty good price, so I've been using them. Now the mango season coming up, so it's amazing. But I know that they are a lot better, those fruits. They contain a lot more nutrients, and you can really feel it in the taste and everything. But anyhow, back to the muscle part. You can actually maintain proper physique with this diet. You just have to eat a lot more. You just have to spend a lot more money as well, because it's pretty expensive with fruits. But you can do that and build muscle. But then there's a lot of people who say, oh, but you don't get enough protein. The protein is not what you want to look for. You want to look for amino acids, because those are what are forming the proteins and what helps building the muscles. So what's going to help you build muscle is excess amount of calories, being a calorie surplus and eating a lot more than what your body really wants, because the body doesn't want to store muscle mass and mass overall, because it basically wants to be lean. You have to force it to do that. It's something that you have willingly want to do, and you need to force it to do that, because like I said, it wants to get rid of it, because it takes a lot more energy to have a lot of mass, Carrying around too much muscle is going to require a lot more energy from the body to utilize. So when you're eating those like a big varieties, your body's going to get all the amino acids. That's what's going to happen. Because when I just started to eat more this year, started to add like a big smoothie bowl more, which means, I don't know, maybe 800 calories extra. I could really feel the power, like the strength increasing right away. Almost getting back to the place where I was before eating this way. Eating this way, you experience that you don't really have the strength anymore, and you're losing it, you're eating too little. You need to eat a lot more. And because fruit is so, like I said, easily assimilated within the body, it gets converted into energy quite right away. You don't really store any waste. And because it's natural as well, the body will use everything that is there. And what is not usable, it will leave out. When we're eating the standard way, and we're eating so many processed stuff, the body will keep that as waste, because the body can't break it down really. And that's the issues. Because the body has a very hard time to eliminate it, and what it cannot eliminate right away will usually get stuck inside the colon. That's why most people have a very clogged up system, and you can basically say that every disease out there is caused by these issues, with the obstruction in the sewer system, which is the lymphatic system. You have obstruction in the liver, which is kind of the central cleaning system, you can say, and then you have the colon, where everything is transported through. When all these three highly important functions are clogged up, it's going to create issues. And the issue is going to be that the body is signaling at some place in the system that something's wrong. And it creates something as a disease. But Western medicine doesn't want to touch on this, and they definitely don't want to say it, because they need to sell the medications, put people on chemo, put people on poison, so they can keep making money. Because I just said that this will probably be taken down if it gets a lot of views. So we'll see. Who cares? Yeah, so to summarize, number 7, you can actually build muscle and maintain. You just have to eat a lot more calories. Yeah, number 8 is actually your body odor. This, how you smell, will be a lot better, I promise you. You will get rid of this kind of really disgusting smell that some people actually have. You can almost feel when they're sweating a lot, they can really stink, But that will actually disappear, even when you go to the toilet, because you will go a lot to the toilet when eating a lot of fruits, because it will go through the system so fast that, if you're eating 3 times a day, you will go to the toilet 3 times a day. That's how it is. A healthy colon should take at least about 8 to 12 hours to transport the food from ingesting it into the mouth to getting out in the back end, Since most people have been eating around their whole lives, I think the average amount is about 70 hours or something like that, which is not good at all. Too long at all. It's never a good thing when the food is getting stuck inside the system. It just creates toxic compounds and I mean, the parasites thrive on that, and the worms that will end up there. I mean, take an example. Look at the animals. Look at your dog or cat, maybe. Let's see how many times they poop a day. When they eat, they're just waiting a few hours, then they go and poop. That's how it should be. It should not be that we don't go to the toilet. Some people actually, it's kind of funny and weird. Like some people in the, let's say, the carnivore community or the animal base, they think that because they say that they never go to the toilet, and they think that it's a good thing. They think that it's a good thing that the body's keeping that poison stuck, which is not. You should be eliminating it as fast as possible. I mean, that's one of the main differences, I should say, between a carnivore animal, let's say a human, because we have a long colon, which means we are supposed to eat fiber that helps pushing through all the kind of pockets that exist in here. But if you look at, let's say, a tiger and lion, they have a short, because the food that they are eating, which is meat and flesh, it's very highly acidic and highly toxic, so it needs to go fast, and that's why they have a short system, and they have a very high levels of hydrochloric acid in the stomach that it can dissolve everything. Main differences between us and them. So we're supposed to eat fiber-rich foods, and that is in vegetables and fruits. I don't know, it's so messed up, the information regarding this. The colon should be nice and clean, and it should take around 8 to 12 hours if you have a clean body. Like I said, the smell when you are eating this way is going to be a lot better. Even the poop when you've been to the toilet doesn't smell that much actually when you're eating a lot of fruits. It's only when you're adding, let's say you have eating a lot of fruits and then you add maybe eggs, or you're eating, let's say, have a pasta meal or something like that, with a lot of dairy and stuff, you will clearly notice right away that it's something happens with the waste. So yeah, there you have it, my 8 takeaways, my 8 pros of eating this way. Next video is going to be 8, I think 8, we'll see, maybe not, the negatives that I noticed. But it's really not negatives, I just had to make a video about it. So I hope you got something good out of it. If you like it, leave a comment down below, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as well. And we talk soon again, so take care now. See you.